Hi, I'm back with another video. So with this video, I'm gonna talk about my personal experience being under a spiritual attack, and this is something that was recent, a couple months back. So pretty much, as I explained before in the previous video about me, trying to get closer to God, and the enemy. When I say that it came full force, the enemy came full force. And the enemy tried to make me kill myself. I'm gonna be honest with that. And I may get a little emotional talking about it, so just bear with me if I do. So pretty much, I'm the type of person where whether I'm in a jam or not, I'm usually able to get myself out of it, whatever the case may be. And in this situation here, I'm haven't been able to really get myself out of the jam. Matter of fact, I've had to lean on close friends, some family to help with my situation, and even with like my daughter, I was doing the single dad thing. I had to send my daughter away because I got to the point where I couldn't really manage to take care of both of us. Just me, and it broke me. I'm not even gonna lie, man. It hurt really bad to where I just felt useless. Um, it's like everything I tried to do to get myself out of my situation failed miserably. Like I couldn't get anything right. I couldn't do anything right. Just everything just kept going downhill, and it's just like, what in the world is going on? Like had me analyzing myself like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I, missing? And I have a 9 millimeter, just to keep it real. And one night, I mean, it had been on my mind. I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been, suffering, trying to hide things, while my daughter was still with me, and she's not stupid. She noticed. Matter of fact, she sent me a video, like a short. I can't think of the guy's name. He always has the angry face, but he was like, "You mean something, you mean something," and that warmed my heart for my daughter to send me that because at the time I needed it. I was hurting as much as I was trying to manage things and to keep it from her. I was hurting, but one night things kind of took another south turn and called her grandmother and said, "Hey, you know what? Just come pick her up." Um, I felt that it was going bad, and I just, as much as I was trying to use my kids, to stay strong and keep me going, it's just like something just had like a hold on me where I just couldn't see straight. I couldn't think straight. It was just like I was trapped. And it was almost like being in quicksand where the harder you struggle, the deeper you sink, and it limits your movements. And that's just kind of how I felt. And I was just like, you know what, F it, I'm done. I'm done. um After she left, um I sat and I'm in this position, not even gonna lie, and I was like, you know what, not that I was trying to dare God, but it's like, all right, God, I'm gonna give you a chance to stop me from doing this. So I went to go eat, and I had my cousin call me, Iris. I didn't answer the phone when she called. I just didn't. I wasn't really into answering the phone then. and I ate whatever. And then later that night, when I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm dedicated to it now. You know what? I'm done. Matter of fact, had I written a letter then? I don't remember if I had wrote a letter behind. And believe it or not, just as I was about to go through with it, my sister called. She didn't know what I was, experiencing anything like that. Matter of fact, she called to talk about, the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight because they hadn't fought yet, but they were getting ready to. And at the time she didn't know it, she saved my life when she called. Because at that time I was defeated. So I was like, all right, you got this one, God. But things just seem to get worse. Now one day I'm sitting here and I could not sit still, and God just told me, get up and move, go move around. So I got up, put my shoes on, and I started walking. My best friend, he bought me this big old jug. You put water in or whatever, especially if you're going out for activities or whatever. So I fill that bad boy up, which I'm glad I did, because let's just say I kind of went overboard with this walk though, but I needed it. I needed to clear my head that day, and I walked 13 miles. Um, yeah, that walk put something on my behind. And I made it from my place to my aunt's house. But I had to stop several times, to kind of rest a little bit. 'Cause, I haven't walked heavy like that in a while. I mean, back when I was younger, my teens and younger 20s. Oh man, probably not 13 miles, but I walked some serious distances that most people would not walk. And it was always a thing. Sometimes I would just do it for a challenge. Sometimes I would clear my head, whatever. This walk, yeah, it reminded me I ain't as young as I used to be. I'm 42 right now, so I did it, and when I showed up, to my aunt's house, a little controversy between me and my dad. We kind of had like a little verbal spat, and I don't know why he thought that I was showing up to start something with him, which I didn't. But you know, he called the sheriffs, and I talked to him after that, and told him that hurt. I didn't come over there to start nothing with you at all. And my friend, he had me, catch a lift home. When I got home, I talked to him a bit about it, and it it was just like, man, that cut me deep. That really cut me deep. I mean, I talked to my dad after that, and we got through it, but that almost it felt like a betrayal in a sense, because like he says, I showed up with this black object, which again, big old jug has a strap on it, so I had it strapped over my shoulder. Yeah, um, and that haunted me for some days. So I'm bringing it up to not to really throw my dad under the bus, but really to point out how family can be used by the enemy against you to throw you off, and that definitely threw me off. Like sometimes my dad now tries to call me, um, and it's not that I seek to try to avoid him, but sometimes our conversations don't go in a positive manner, and that can send me in a bad headspace. So when I have the energy to talk to him, I do. When I don't, I may just text him and leave it at that. And that's also with another cousin who I won't name, but you know who you are. Again, your heart was in the right place, but your head and your words were not. You came off of, kind of aggressive, and I wasn't in the headspace to be dealing with that, and you just didn't seem to see that. So I got the message you sent me, telling me you love me. I love you too, but I can't deal with you right now. When I'm ready, I'll reach out to you. So I'm not angry with you. I'm not upset. I ain't holding nothing against you. But like I said, your head and heart were in two different places. But with that said, though, with this journey that I've been on, trying to get things right, it just seemed like nothing was going right, and I was just like, man, I'm praying. Then I'm just like, I'm feeling God, and walked away from me, and oh man, it's like, you know what? I kind of, I didn't like curse God, but I got mad at God. I ain't even gonna lie. I yelled. I mean, I ain't like talk no trash or nothing like that, but it was just kind of like, man, how you let me go through this? How you let me suffer like this here? When you know I'm like, I'm not perfect, but I'm loyal to you. Like, why you let me go through this? It just if I had to describe how it feels of just going through everything that I was going through, it felt like I was just getting jumped. And each time I try to look up, somebody either punching me or kicking me, or like a group of people just stomping on me. It's kind of what it felt like. And it's like I got no relief. Nobody there to come help me or save me or nothing. I mean, there was times, man, I'm praying with tears in my eyes, begging God, please help me. Just help me. You know, it was still just I could not understand what the heck was going on. But it was just like, when I needed something, like I could get the bare minimum, but I just couldn't get enough to get stability going for myself. And I've been through some tough times before, but never nothing like this here, where it's just like plain solitude. Because it was to the point at times where I just couldn't even do for myself. And again, with the wanting to do that, this time around when it came again, it got stronger, the urge, where I heard a voice that would just tell me, man, just go on through it. You ain't got nothing to live for, man. You're in a position where you can see your daughter right now, because she, a good distance away, and I don't have no way to get to her. You know, you can barely get to your son. Like, just go on, just do it, man. It got to the point where I could physically feel here of the entry of the bullet, and here the exit, where I could feel it, even if I didn't have my gun in my hand. I still could feel it, and that voice, just go on, do it, man. And I'd be like, man, just leave me the hell alone. Talking back to that voice. Still trying to, figure out, what can I do to fix my situation? How can I get, everything resolved? And I got to the point again, where I was just like wanting to do it and call my boy, he live in Jax, and I'm in South Florida, so that's a good distance away. And he's talking to me, and then my sister as well. She's talking to me as well. Like those two. My gosh, I thank God for them. It was like they were my crutches that I needed. Like my legs didn't want to work, my body didn't want to work, so they holding me up, and like spiritually, you know what I mean by that. And I needed it because again, just not having answers to what was going on was rough. And I'm not knocking, pastors, but not all pastors preach about stuff like this to educate, you know, a person on, things like this here. Or sometimes you don't hear the testimonies of people that been through it. I mean, I've heard testimonies. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've known some of the people that have given the testimonies where it's like maybe they give a piece of the testimony, but it's like it goes deeper than what they said. They're just trying to be respectful, in church. But came across video talking about God's chosen people, as I mentioned earlier, and how they go through it. Because again, I thought God had done walked away from me, man. So I was like, you know what? If you don't rock with me, then I don't rock with you. So I still ain't serving that other fool, but like I don't know how you leave me out like this here. Why you doing me like this? Like as much as I done talked you up and praised you and worshiped you, like why you let me go through this? Like I don't understand. Like what did I do? My boy was like, man, he don't leave you, man. But I don't know why you going through this here. Which I'm glad he put it that way because I hate when a person try to make up something that they don't understand. And my sister was just like, just try to hang in there, man. Gotta see you through it. But you gotta just hang in there. And I thank you guys both. I mean, I hope y'all watch this video in its entirety. And I have another friend that I won't say your name either, but you were there for me for a period of time, and then you kind of just disappeared. I'm not mad, disappointed. Hey, how you doing? You good? That would have been nice, Miss Cream Puff. That's a little nickname I gave her or whatever. She try to act hard, but I always say you try to act hard, like you hard on the outside, like a little frozen cream puff, but on the inside you're soft. So I always call her Cream Puff. So if you see this video, like I said, I'm not mad at you, but I'm disappointed that you just kind of disappeared on me. But it is what it is. That's life, I guess. But anyway, let me get back on topic here. So as I started, getting an understanding about, the people that God chose, it made me start reflecting on things, even back to my childhood. So I'm not claiming to be, this Mr. Psychic. I'm not a psychic. I'm not claiming to be a prophet because I am not a prophet. But I do dream things. I've been that way since I was a kid. And I can see things. I don't have control over it, so it's not like that's a raven when she could see things, and it was just her power. It don't work like that. It comes when it comes, and that's that. So okay, well maybe God do have something for me. Maybe He did choose me for something, but for what? And I kind of started thinking, way back and kind of working my way up in my memory, just and seeing, okay, maybe it's something to this. And it's like, if I'm chosen, what am I chosen for? And okay, I'm chosen. So maybe God's breaking me down and separating me from, everything and everybody to have me, built the way He wants me to be. Because again, I've been getting by bare minimum, but that bare minimum, it really has been bare minimum. And it's not that I don't appreciate being able to get by, but there's times where, I've had to, stretch meals, skip a meal, um, almost like, dang, what am I gonna do? Once this time comes, but then you just like, boom, a way is made, a way is made. So okay, then in the meantime, trying to educate myself because it was just like, you know, hmm, gotta be something to this, but at the same time, everybody's saying, God, don't just walk away, and I'm like, nah, gotta be something a person can do to make God walk away. I picked up the Bible. Don't ask me what chapter it's in. It's in the book of Isaiah, where it does describe a situation where you can actually have God, walk away from you. But it's like I didn't fit that mold. Okay, so I don't fit that mold. But then here's the funny thing, though. Like me call myself, walking away from God because I felt He walked away from me first. I still couldn't treat God like how I would treat somebody else that walk away from me. Like I'm like, you know what? Hey, you don't rock me. I don't rock with you then either. Forget you, punk. It's me. And I may not necessarily say it so nicely. I may drop a F bomb or two up in that bad boy. Just keeping it real. Um, but then if it's weird, waking up, not thanking God for waking up. Actually eating, when I would eat, I always say my grace before I eat. Not saying grace. And I forget what it was, but I was like, "Oh, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus." And I'm, God, dog, you done got me. That literally happened. It's like, okay, I still got the feeling in my spirit, so let me quit trying to, be mad and fake it or whatever. Like, let me be genuine, and it's just like, come on, God, like, work with me. Like, why you really got me going through this? Like, this is driving me insane. And I had to start, thinking about even some of my prayers. And one of my prayers was because I feel that I'm on the verge of success, but I pray to keep the people that don't really rock with me like that away from me, to reveal who they are for the people that were in my life so they can stay away from me. And for the people that do rock with me, that, that also be revealed. Sometimes be careful what you pray for. One of the ways to find out who really rocks with you and who don't, go through some ish. Go through something. Oh, you will find out real fast who rock with you. You also find out who's there for the long stay as well, especially if whatever you're going through is not short-lived. In my case, it ain't. It's definitely been some long suffering going on. And I mean, it's been for years, man, that, things have been breaking down, but not to the extent where it's just like now where it's just everything kind of hit the fan and splattered all over the wall. But it's like, man, I am really seeing who really got my back and who don't. And who was there but you couldn't stay for the long haul. And also who I can depend on, especially when I'm not in the best headspace. Versus who I got that's like, hey, you know what? I can't deal with you right now. And again, like I said earlier, I understand sometimes a person's heart is in the right place, but their head and their mouth ain't. And I mean, like, I had one instance, like, when I almost did this. The very next day or two, one of the people that was supposed to be close to me, kind of snapped on me. And I had worked myself back up to being in a better headspace. And just like that, they sent me spiraling. And it's like, you tell me you love me, but you kind of just took a big old dump on me. Like, what the hell? So, side note, if you got somebody that is really going through it, I'm not telling you to baby the person. Sometimes that's the last thing they need, and they don't want to be babied unless they just kind of like that. My case, I did not want to be babied, but at the same time, I didn't need nobody getting at me, coming at me, extra aggressive and stuff. Like, chill with that. That can go left, not just for me, that can go left for you. And I'm not making threats to anybody or anything like that. But when you're not in the right headspace, you can become very unpredictable to do something outside of your normal character. And that's why I had to kind of, away from a person because I didn't want to hurt them, yet alone have them put me in a position where I'm looking to hurt myself again, and over time I started getting, different revelations that would happen. But in the meantime, while I'm going through everything, I was like, you know what? Since I'm still struggling, I can't really find anything that's helping me get stable. Let me start working on my crafts, and that's kind of where I actually had the idea for a sitcom that I call Family First, like many years ago, but I could never get past like the first episode. I always had the first episode in mind, and recently I started just sitting down and writing, a synopsis for each episode. And I got up to season 4 right now with that. Matter of fact, I even because I used to write songs and stuff. I even wrote a song. What's the Tuesday technically now because it's like early in AM. So I want to say it was Saturday that I wrote a song, and I hadn't written lyrics in a long time. I mean, especially a complete song. I've tried to get back into my lyrics here and there, but it just wasn't the same. But this time, it just felt like that old version of me, to where my lyrics would just flow and I could feel it. It's like, man, I had to thank the Lord for that. Like, felt good, having that back. And then it also felt good too with my sitcom flowing. I'm looking down because it's everything that I got is like kind of like next to me, right here in my little office space. Um, and it just felt like in my spirit, like, okay, boom, wow, you're here in the solitude, God's working on you. Start, sharpening your craft because you're gonna have a breakthrough, and you need to be ready when that breakthrough comes. And I mean, the breakthrough ain't here yet. So again, I'm not gonna come on here and fake it, like I'm rolling in cash and got all these expensive things and all that stuff. I don't. However, when I pray for protection from the enemy, you know, patience is sometimes something that I'm good at. From what I'm told, that I'm better at it than I think. But in my situation here, I wasn't very patient. So in praying for protection from the enemy, it just didn't come as quick, I would say, as I wanted it, but I didn't understand that I still had the protection, just maybe not the way that I realized when it comes to the protection. So knowing that voice telling me to is not there anymore. Matter of fact, I haven't even touched my weapon, and sometime, last time I did touch it, I actually heard something that sounded more than fireworks outside or whatever. So that's like the last time I grabbed it. Other than that, I haven't touched it. So better headspace. Even when anything that's negative, comes my way, I'm stronger now. So I'm not so quick to just give up or get emotional or just spiral. And I have to give praise to God for that, for strengthening me. I definitely can feel that I'm stronger than what I was previously. Not even just as the spiral happened, but even before then as well. So yeah, again, definitely praise this the God in the name of Jesus for the strength, and just for the people that's been in my corner. You know, if I didn't name you, I do apologize, but I have been keeping tabs on who's looked out for me versus who hasn't, or even the people where sometimes somebody has to kind of talk you into looking out for me while I'm down right now. So, yeah, I've been keeping tabs on that, and I'm not looking to kind of be like vindictive or, when I get, where I want to be at the pinnacle of my success. I'm not just gonna, go out there, on some crusade and you ain't look out for me, so I'm gonna make your life just nah. I ain't on that. I will say this though, if for the people that know, the details, just remember, man, just keep the same energy. If you didn't rock with me now, or I helped you and you didn't answer the phone or blocked me, whatever, just keep that same energy. It's one thing to come around me, when I'm able to do something for you. But when the shoe on the other foot, well, I need you to do something for me, or I just can't do nothing for you. Then you show your true character. So it is what it is. I'm happy that the truth was revealed about the people that look out for me and the people that don't. But for anybody that has just a simple "Hey, how you doing? You good?" looked out for me, I appreciate you. I really do. To you, it's just a few words. To me, it's much more than that. Because you took time out of your day, even if it was just for a few seconds for you to type it, or you text me or you call me, whatever the case, you still thought about me and you didn't have to. So I really do appreciate that more than you think. For anybody that has helped me out or looked out for me, food wise or whatever the case, I appreciate you as well. So whether you were able to give me something or you couldn't give me something, again, just calling me, just to check on me, I do appreciate you. I love you for that. And even for those that didn't, you still family, still love you. Cream Puff, still love you too. But man, you can hit a brother up. So I know this video is long as all outdoors. I just wanted to kind of give you this video to give you more insight on not just the enemy attacking, but how I was in a vulnerable position that made it easier for the enemy to attack me. And how the enemy temporarily, had me and God separated from each other. Well, I would say more so me, because God, I felt, left me, but never really left me. So just be careful. And if you are the person that's going through something, you know, talk to somebody. Uh, I know that sometimes it can be hard to find somebody you can trust to talk to, because you can't just tell everybody your business. But try to find somebody to talk to. I mean, my experiences with churches recently, I may make a video into that as well. They quick to take your money, boy, when you got something to give, but when you in need, they hit you with that the hold up. Hey, yeah. So these so-called mega churches that got campuses here and there, boy, y'all something else. That's cool. You gotta answer for that one day, though. I can't judge you. I'm not God. But one day you got to see God. So, yeah, God gonna remind you. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. And to anybody that listened to the entire video, thank you for listening. Feel free to put your comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you like. If you don't, no hard feelings. Anyway, y'all take care and stay blessed.